New week, new documenting the journey. Welcome back. I document my journey building my brand Exchange Life. So, if you want to come along with me building my brand, go throughout the losses and wins with me and all my learnings every week, then make sure to subscribe. Hopefully, I'm visible out here. I think so. I don't have much time today because I'm going out. But we start with a win. October, the biggest month ever. So I closed October at 70K in sales, 70,000. This is a big jump. So yeah, really seeing some scale, able to scale the ads, optimizing things, and yeah, growing. So that is great. Last this week, all my products are personalized. So there's pretty complicated processes behind everything, and some automations were failing. So I spent a day problem solving. I guess this is a business, especially on scale. You will see more problems arise, but I was able to fix this and I'm learning more things. You know, all these automation softwares like Make and Zapier, and I'm getting more a hang of it. So that's good. Let's start off with some updates for the brand. So now I'm seeing some scale. I also have to make sure that the supply chain is all in. Yeah, I mean, it should all be dialed in, right? So some products are done through bigger print on demand platforms, and some I set up my own supply chain for. So this is still limited to the amount that we can produce. So right now I'm working on expanding that because I can keep scaling, for instance, break the supply chain and then be in shambles, or I can be on my long-term growth mindset where you slow down a bit, you make sure that things are in place for a bigger scale, and then you keep scaling. So it's kind of, you know, giving up the short-term results for the long-term business. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm always pretty long-term with things, but you know, short-term is also important, but don't sacrifice the long-term for the short-term. So this is one of the things that I'm working on. I introduced a new product, a bracelet anklet kind of product. So I first only had a bracelet. Is it somewhere out here? I'm not sure. I don't think so. But now I also introduced like a bracelet anklet, a steel bracelet type product. So thirdly, I'm thinking of what to do with my exchange student collection. So if you followed my videos, my brand started out for exchange students. I'm going a bit wider now, but there are still some items that are only relevant for exchange students. Do I keep them on there or not? Why I'm thinking I should remove these is maybe it will confuse other people. Um, so maybe we confuse them into not wanting to become a customer for Exchange Life because they think it's only for exchange students. But then on the other side, I'm like, if exchange students want to buy these, that's great, and other people can buy the other things. So I'm kind of contemplating what I should do there. I now made a page like just with the exchange student products, explaining the story as well there. So I think I'm doing this like this for now, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll change that. Maybe I won't. I'm not sure yet. I'm starting to post more organic content on the brand account. So if I go all the way back to when I started the brand in 2019, I started with posting product pictures on the Exchange Life official account. Then at some point, I was like, it was still only for exchange students back then. This is not going to work. I need to post more engaging content that my target audience thinks is interesting. So I switched to posting like organic content. And then at some point I thought, okay, this is working more. I should go all in on this. So then created a separate community account and then focused on that for a while. And now I'm back to, you know, the brand where I kind of separated the two, where the brand is kind of a sponsor for the community, but the brand is also a thing on itself and an account on itself. So now I'm starting to post more organic that's relevant for a wider audience content on there as well. Let's see if that brings in some growth for the pages, because the ads drive a lot of traffic to the pages. I wanted there to have content as well and be active and be interesting for the target audience, for the niche. So let's see how that goes. I'm not sure yet. I also came up with a new creator program. So the community of my brand, Exchange Life community, has about 125,000 followers now. And I created a program to kind of vet our followers to find new creators that can help me create ads. So I'm kind of working on this as well. I get a lot of messages from people, wanting to help out this and that. The good ones will send free products. You only have the cost of goods. The people that are not special or they just don't uh, catch my eye at first glance, we'll give them 50% off, and then we have a few things in place there where we follow up with them and what they are required to make, and this way we can test out many different people and then see who's really good at creating content, and then those people can join our content team. So this is also how I find my current creators. You need people that are really comfortable in front of the camera, and if you guide them well, then you can create very good content and ads. You don't need necessarily UGC creators. They also overcharge many times, and it isn't necessary. So those are kind of the updates about the brand. Some general thoughts that I'm having this week. I was talking with my friend helping me out with the ads that has an agency, and we were talking about how normally ROAS drops, right? If you scale, the ROAS is supposed to drop. Not always, but for most people this is the case. But then I was talking with him about that, which is that most things apply to most people, but if you are not most people, then they don't apply to you. So what I mean with this is that you can read a lot of things on Twitter, or you can hear it in content or this and that, but if you are not like most people, then often they don't apply to you. Maybe something is really hard. In my head, things are always really hard. And they are if you are not going the extra mile. But if you are, then they are not as hard as you think they are. But because you read them everywhere, you think that's true, but then you experience it in real life and you have to experience it first. Then you realize, it isn't rocket science and it isn't so hard. Maybe it is so hard for a lot of people because they don't put as much effort or as much energy or as much care in it as me. Same with scaling the ads now. We're scaling the ads and the ROAS isn't necessarily dropping. That's because even though I'm scaling the ads and I have winning ad creatives, I'm in the ad account every day looking at ads, optimizing ads, creating new creatives, creating iterations, creating new concepts, constantly just chipping away. Most people might not do this and the ROAS will drop, but I don't do this. Like, I'm obsessed, as I talked about before, It's the only thing that I do. So yeah, that's just a general thought that I had this week, that, if you are not like most people, don't expect things that apply to most people to apply to you, and just crush it for yourself and show yourself in the real world how it works, and build up evidence that you know how to do it, and experience yourself with how difficult it is in these things. And then it's way different than the things you're reading online on Twitter, or the things that you're hearing me talk about. I don't know, it won't apply all to you. Hopefully you can get any lessons for this, but maybe, yeah, you are different in a different way, or you are like most people, or you're way there or there. It all depends on the person and the situation. You cannot hear something or read something and that applies one-on-one to your life. So I was looking back this week at my goals. So I created a video earlier this year, I think maybe January or December last year, about goals for this year. And I'm kind of looking over them. And I talked about this in a previous video, that I think goals are kind of useless. I'm hitting all of them without even ever thinking about my goals, because I'm just chipping away and continuing and not stopping. So again, I'm not sure yet. Goals, are they useful? Maybe they give you some type of satisfaction, but it is cool to see that I'm hitting them, but it's not like because I set goals, I'm hitting them. But I'm still contemplating, right there, how to do it, what to do. I'm going for my driver's license. That's why I'm going out in a little bit. So this is the third time that I'm trying to get my fucking driver's license. It's really annoying, but I think I got it now. We'll see. The last thing that I wrote down is I fell asleep with my lights on. I often go into bed still with my brain on, thinking I have to do something. So for instance, I don't want to go to sleep until I've read some pages. But then I just lay in bed and I fall asleep, and then I wake up in the middle of the night with my lights on. And this concludes in me not having the perfect rest for that night. So I should either start reading and finish and go to sleep, or decide that I'm not going to have my head turned on when I go to bed and just go to sleep, because otherwise I'm not getting good rest. I don't know why I wrote this down. It's kind of like a loss for this week. You know, sometimes I don't know what the fuck to talk about. I'm just I write some things down now. Like I said, the wins and the losses and the brand and general thoughts. Maybe there's good things to add in here as well. But yeah, I just want to keep on recording these every week because it will just be legendary in the future. Even if they are about bullshit. Maybe one of the videos is about bullshit, but it is still, every week my thoughts out there. Maybe in a year I also fall asleep on my lights and I'm like, you stupid. Why are you making the same mistakes? Anyways, that's it for this week's documenting the journey. I'm gonna go for my driver's license now. Hopefully this helps you out in any way. Please subscribe to my channel and come along with me on the journey. Hopefully you learn anything from this. Send me messages and I'll see you guys next week.